So yesterday I uploaded a video in which I go over the fact that Tana Mongeau has around 9,000 apologies, and how each apology seems to be like a trailer apology for a penultimate apology, what I would dub
as the Avengers Endgame level apology.
And just like Avengers Endgame, after all of the conversation and drama and anticipation for this apology, it has arrived, and some people, quite a lot of people, were disappointed.
First and foremost, I want to apologize for how long this video has taken.
I think before we get into anything, Tana, you need to apologize for this audio. I don't understand why YouTubers just can't buy a $30 microphone. I can hear an aeroplane taking off.
There is no excuse, reason, or thing I could say to make that okay, and I want to take full accountability for that. However, I understand that my actions, even over the past few weeks, have not been hand in hand with accountability, and that's a journey that I am beginning with this video. I also understand with the white privilege that I possess, I have no right to ask or expect forgiveness from anyone that I have hurt with my actions.
Hello, I am very sorry. I am very sorry for the things that I did, and I am very sorry. This may be the 50th time I have said sorry, but I am very sorry. I know that I should grow, and I am very sorry. Is that good? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, sounds right to me. Sounds pretty good. Yeah. Oh, and make sure to forward the invoice about my lawyer fees to my business email. Cheers.
So yeah, Tana Mongeau has uploaded a long, overdue apology. And that's not my statement, that's quite literally what it's titled. And I have some thoughts and feelings about this video. I did say in my last video, at this point, I just feel like Tana Mongeau shouldn't apologize for half the things she's done, such as her reckless parties, mainly because she has made so many apologies that I just don't believe it's going to be genuine at this point. I think she should only really apologize for certain things which she genuinely believes is bad and inhumane. And it may frustrate a few of you that I believe that she shouldn't apologise for committing biowarfare, but to be honest, I just see these 60,000 apologies and all the I'm growing, I'm gonna become a better person, and I think, how much longer can you grow? As I said in my last video, you are going to be 8 foot tall at the end of this. It's simple, just don't go to parties full of 60 people where you spread a virus to my grandmother. And shock horror, this apology, in my opinion, is scripted to the T, and I really would not be surprised if a lawyer helped with this. Now, I am a little bit sick, I am a little bit ill, but I am going to go over this apology. But before I do so, I'm just going to ask very politely, please do so and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you just hit that subscribe button, because I'm trying to hit 600,000 subscribers by the end of the month, or maybe next month, who knows at this point. So I would really appreciate it if you subbed and if you liked this video. But without further ado, let's get in to this complete and utter shitfest.
Over the past few months, I have seen the explosive effects of what running from your problems can do and how many people you can hurt by doing that. But I'm aware that making this video about my emotions would do nothing but be another selfish and careless action and further the problem.
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna show you a clip from my last video from a day ago. Tana just has this constant theme of being in scandals and apologizing for them, and then the process repeating. And I'm sure she is gonna put out a video where she eventually does talk about everything. But to be honest, I do just think that video is just gonna be another rendition of this.
Today's video is going to be the hardest video I've ever had to film. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I am so nervous. And I've spent the past week doing nothing but running away from my problems and hiding from all my problems and trying to avoid this, because that's what I do best.
God behold, I am a bloody genius. With Tana Mongeau, it gets to the point of where you have so many apologies that you start repeating the same thing you said in an apology 4 years ago. This is my problem with a lot of YouTuber apologies, because I did say at the start of the video, don't apologize for the parties, because they are so easy not to do. If you're genuinely sorry for a specific thing, specific things which most people are angry at you for justified reasons, then say sorry in a way which actually seems genuine, and in a way where it doesn't seem like you're reading a false script. My problem with these apologies is it just seems like she's screaming buzzwords at me, and that's my problem with a lot of YouTuber apologies. It just seems that people are saying things like, oh, I was running away from my problems, and I'm so problematic. Stop using buzzwords, stop the cuts, just be genuine. What happened to the art form of uncut YouTube videos? Maybe we should just go back to 2006, because God behold, maybe that was a better time. Hey, it's Fred! Nah. That probably wasn't. Tana does go on to say that she doesn't want to show emotion in this video, and she made a follow-up tweet saying that she didn't want to show emotion, and I am just confused that this apology isn't for me, but personally, I feel like if I was being apologized to, I'd want somebody to show some actual emotion, be like, I'm truly heartbroken that I said this thing. I'd want some real emotion, man, because emotion actually shows that you believe what you're saying. Not showing emotion, to me personally, just makes me feel like I'm reading a PR script. The reason we've laughed at certain YouTuber apologies in the past of where they cry is because it's so obviously fake, such as when Laura Lee cut to a tear just going down her face.
I know we're not friends anymore, but I want to apologize to you.
That isn't real emotion. That's a cut of where she's just clearly trying to show she was crying. If it's a build-up of a genuine uncut thing, I'm gonna be fine with that. And yes, this apology isn't for me, but I feel like if somebody was apologizing to me, I'd want realness.
I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart for being such a big part of canceled culture for the entirety of my career. I don't deserve a platform if I continue to act in such a gaslighting and irresponsible manner.
In such a gaslighting and irresponsible manner. Can we just take this word and just throw it in the fucking bin? Because no one on social media knows what gaslighting means. I'm honestly convinced of that at this point. I see that phrase thrown about so much. A gaslighting and irresponsible manner? What does that even mean? Did you wake up one day, go to Susan Wojcicki and convince her she's not the CEO of YouTube? Susan, you're not the CEO of YouTube. You work at Starbucks. Because if you did that, maybe I can get it. But what does it mean? What gaslighting manner? I'm confused by this. There's a strong difference between being an ignorant and bad person and gaslighting. Gaslighting is genuinely a severely psychological thing of where you use tactics to convince somebody that you possibly didn't do a specific thing. It's a messed up process, and I am genuinely confused by her wording here. If you have actually used psychological tactics to convince somebody that you didn't do something, that's a terrible thing. But clearly, you just don't know what this word means, as far as I know. I'm just going to take your word for it and think you're a better person than that, because on this channel, we're fair. We're calm. And okay, this gaslighting thing, it's a pretty minuscule point, but it does just go back to the buzzwords, the problematics, the gaslighting. For me, these apologies aren't genuine. I'm going to keep saying it because it's clear that you've just taken these Twitter buzzwords, which so many people like to use, and shoved them all into an apology, thinking, this makes me seem relatable, this makes me seem accountable for my actions. I don't believe you are, because of these overuse of words which you clearly don't know what they mean. Maybe I'm being a bit nitpicky here, but to me, it does just seem that you've taken a load of buzzwords.
I could sit here and blame it on the people I watched or the people that raised me or the advice that I chose to take, but at the end of the day, I chose to take those paths. I chose to only listen to yes people. I chose to idolize people that taught me the complete wrong way to handle the responsibility of this platform, and it breaks my heart that it took me getting to 22 years old to realize that.
You say you're not going to sit there and blame people for your own actions, but then you sit there and blame people for your own actions.
I chose to idolize people that taught me the complete wrong way to handle the responsibility of this platform.
It does just seem that she is saying the exact same thing she said in this apology 3 years ago.
And it sucks that I'm in this industry where people all, and this isn't an excuse, by the way, it's still wrong, but where people all around you are constantly telling you, like, don't address it or just sweep it under the rug, make it seem like it's not a big deal. And I took that advice and it bit me in the ass, but I'm not using that as an excuse. I know right from wrong. I should have said no. I need to say I said it, I knew what it meant.
I chose to idolize people that taught me the complete wrong way to handle the responsibility of this platform.
People all around you are constantly telling you, like, don't address it.
I chose to idolize people that taught me the complete wrong.
Now, Tana's fans might now say that the reason she's saying the same things 3 years ago that she is now is because 3 years ago she believed these things and she still does believe these things. But the thing is, I would usually believe that, but in the future of this video, Tana goes and speaks about her performative activism up until this new apology, and we will get into that in the next few minutes.
One thing I've learned over this time is the undeniable responsibility that goes hand in hand with a platform of this size. I am so sorry for ever thinking I could possess all that I have without acknowledging the extreme responsibility that comes with it. I had every single resource to change, and I am so sorry for choosing the wrong route every single time. I have so much work to do on myself to become a better person, and I intend on showing you that with action, education, and time.
Not only is this robotic, but she keeps going on about how she's sorry for going down the path she's been going down. What does that mean? Are you sorry for the people you've chosen to be friends with? Are you sorry for being friends with Bryce Hall? Does this mean you're going to stop hanging out with them? I'm not saying you have to, but I don't know what this means, because you made an apology 3 years ago, but then clearly continued to do stupid things, and so does these things, did these not mean anything? Because this is what this apology is telling me.
I have so much work to do on myself to become a better person, and I intend on showing you that with action, education, and time.
If anything, it makes it seem that this apology was just lies and deceit. And the main issue I keep saying that I have with this apology is the fact that she sounds like fucking C-3PO in this apology. There's just cuts. It's so robotic. Who am I listening to? R2 fucking D2?
What are you doing there, 3PO?
I have so much work to do on myself to become a better person, and I intend on showing you that with action, education.
I mean, it's basically the exact same thing.
What would have been vital at that time was to look inside, to ask myself why people were angry at me, go to the root of the problem and find out why I was acting like that, and then educate myself.
Educate yourself about what? Surely you know half of these things. Surely you know going to a party amidst the time period of where thousands of people are dying from a virus every single day isn't a good idea. Tana, have you looked at the news recently? Things aren't exactly good in the world. It's clear you have looked because you've tweeted about Trump in the past. You clearly know some bad things are going on. So what education do you need about specific things? It's like on Twitter when people are like, guys, please educate me, guys. I don't know anything about this topic, which pretty much everyone already knows about, guys. Google exists. Google's right there. And in 2020, how do you not know about these things? Educate yourself on what, Tana? You know this stuff already.
Next, I want to apologize for every single one of my past tweets. They were incredibly prejudiced, racist, homophobic, and unfunny. It shows how much hate was so clearly inside of me that I thought it was okay, even at that time, to write that out and put that out into the world. And then every time I spoke about my past, I pandered, I deflected, I made excuses, and I was so much more of a piece of shit. And it's crazy that I was trying to convince people I'd grown. And that is exactly how I should have apologized.
Look, this is not my apology to accept, and I'm not going to accept this apology. I'm just confused to why this feels so scripted, robotic. I don't 100% know if there was a script, but it's clearly been thought about in an unnatural manner. If somebody was going to apologize to me for being absolutely disgustingly horrible, I would just want them to be genuine, uncut, and real. This doesn't feel real to me. This just feels like a lawyer has wrote this.
But how could I expect anyone to forgive me in general if my apology wasn't even a sufficient apology? I selfishly decided time and time again I did not need education, and for that I am so sorry. Clearly, even based on my actions over the past few months, I have so much more growing to do.
I mean, you said it better than me, Tana, but again, I'm confused because does this just mean all of these apologies are redundant? Do these things not mean anything now? Because you did basically just repeat the exact same things in this video.
Today's video is going to be the hardest video I've ever had to film. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I am so nervous. And I've spent the past week doing nothing but running away from my problems.
The past few months, I've seen the explosive effects of what running from your problems can do.
So do I no longer take this as a real thing? Like, is this just you lying and being deceptive? I don't know, because you're saying the same things. But you're also saying them apologies were bad. When to me, I see them apologies as actually more genuine. She then goes on to say that all of her activism in the past has been performative activism, and Just roll the clip.
It is so sad that it took me years to realize that by not apologizing and not taking accountability for my past, but then sprinkling in random acts of justice, that is performative activism completely.
By Tana saying this, surely this invalidates her personal fight for justice and her contributing to a justice-based campaign. In the last few months, she has contributed to that on her social medias, but I'm now confused. Was this not your thoughts? Were you just doing this to genuinely be performative, or do you actually care about these things? Because based on what you're saying in this video, you did not care about these things. And also, you're saying you're going to be a better person now. What does that mean? Are you going to do charity work? Because you have been doing things on your social media, which you're now saying is performative. What are you going to do now to prove that you actually care about what you're talking about?
I should have told you guys the entire truth to begin with. I should have apologized sincerely and fully instead of waiting until now to do it. And I honestly learned a giant lesson from that. And that is when something surfaces of me doing something wrong, I get called out for bullshit in the future. I will stop right there. And no matter how terrified I am of people thinking a certain way of me or something because of mistakes I've made, that it's a lot less hard for me in the long run just to own up to it right then and there fully, honestly, and apologize for it.
Now, this was 3 years ago, and back in the day, I personally thought that this was pretty decent of an apology. I mean, I even liked the video, but now I'm thinking, is this not genuine? Is none of this genuine? In my opinion, she's accidentally made it seem like she's been manipulating us and deceiving us for years.
When it comes to the anecdotal drama of both of those situations, I will answer any further questions with full accountability and receipts in any upcoming ways that you would like me to.
I don't know what she's saying here. I just fucking hear C3PO. It's like this whole apology has been made on a predictive text. Now, the rest of this video is basically Tana going on to directly apologize to specific people, but to be honest, I don't even know if this is genuine, because in the past she's made apologies, but now she's saying those apologies were bad, and now she's saying there's performative activism there, and I'm just going to be asking myself, isn't this just performative activism? In conclusion, this is what happens when you make 600 apologies. I highly recommend you watch my last video explaining why having so many ungenuine apologies is only going to negatively impact people's trust of you on social media. I'm genuinely confused to how Tana keeps making it worse for herself, and I'm pretty certain Tana Mongeau will apologize again in the next year, the next 2 years, maybe even tomorrow. Who knows with Tana Mongeau? Now, that is the ending of the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, and please don't forget to like this video. Please get it to, I don't know, 30,000 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. And also, I've got social medias for updates and just everything in general. inabber69 on Twitter and inabberxd. This video from Tana was just a bunch of lies, manipulation, and deception in my opinion. As always, these are opinion pieces, but that is the ending of the video. Thank you so much for coming along. If you're new here, welcome, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, people. Have a good day. Hello. Nice to see you're still here. I'm not sure why you're still here. You should probably go. Like, you've probably got something to do, man. You could follow these, though. These things right here. Beast. This one, even this one. Maybe that one. But yeah. See you later, I guess. Go away!